people asked me 2 years ago, what will be success in 2026? And my answer was to help this team believe that they can beat anyone. And so here we are at the precipice of this important match to win the group and stay here in Vancouver, which again, I also said was a goal of ours given the format of the tournament. And the best part about it is I haven't had to convince these guys that this is where we should be. The internal expectation is clear. And we know about all the external energy around the team, but for us, the most important thing is to control what we can control and to perform the way we can perform and to make sure that we don't play the occasion, that we play the match and we play against this opponent, and that our concentration to do exactly the things that make us good and exactly the things that can tilt the match in our favor is lasered in, and I think that the team has that right now. So, you know, I think the first game was a little bit of some shock value for, the home World Cup. In the first half, it took us a little bit to get our feet underneath us, and it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't the performance at which I know we can play. And then if you look at the last three halves, I would say, okay, that's our team. And so it'll be really important for us to play like that and even better, because that's what's going to require against Switzerland.
All right, KJ, given what you had to say there about what success looks like for this team, how are you feeling the night before the final group stage game?
Yeah, I mean, we're on the eve once again of one of the biggest games in the national team history, you know, particularly around the men's game. How am I feeling? I would just say that momentum is really important. And we know now that Canada are going to play a knockout game, whether it's on Sunday in Los Angeles or next week here in Vancouver. But I think the nation, and I speak for them maybe here just collectively, will want Canada to go into that game favored, and will want Canada to go into that game with an amazing amount of motivation, euphoria, and that kind of confidence behind them after another performance. If it doesn't go that way tomorrow and it goes sideways, of course, there's another opportunity to pick up and create that big moment to get to the last 16 that would say that we'll forget about this day tomorrow. But as of right now, I just feel there's so much going on in this country. We're standing here, we're sitting here, we're all talking here in Canada as co-hosts. Tomorrow might be the last opportunity they ever get to play as co-hosts. Let's just make sure it's not.
All right, great stuff. We'll hear from KJ a little later on in the show, but just your thoughts as well on how you're feeling before tomorrow?
They have to win the group. I just don't care how. Well, if they're talking about building something, building momentum in this country, having potentially, well, definitely one, potentially two more home games in Vancouver, where there's going to be a massive Canadian audience who care, who are coming out in waves across this country, particularly on ground zero in Vancouver right now. You need to keep on building, and that's Canada's best chance to win a knockout game. Yeah, you get the rest by playing a few days later. You play in Vancouver against a third-place team. Honestly, I think South Korea is going to come second place in Group A. In Los Angeles on Sunday, where there will be a pro-South Korean crowd. Canada's secret sauce is they make life difficult for any team they play against with the pace that they play at, the speed, the intensity. South Korea can run for days. Like, that's their superpower as well. And in Los Angeles, there will be a massive pro-Korean crowd as well, and that will have a significant influence. This is a must-win. The country should expect them to win, and if they don't win this game and end up getting knocked out in the round of 32, we'll be saying to ourselves, what if, or what could have been? This is the opportunity for these guys to go in and do something special. If they don't do it, I really worry about how long this journey may actually last.
KJ mentioned the word, which I think is so essential when you're talking about this group, and when you're talking about tournament football, is momentum. And a win tomorrow, win on Wednesday, secures that, because now you know that you've done it back-to-back. It wasn't a fluke. There are people who love this team that are thinking, okay, well, you're supposed to be Qatar. Let's see how you fare against a team like Switzerland that's better than you, that have better players that can go and punish you and hurt you. Can you go and stick up on the day? Can you go and perform? I really do believe in this group, but 7 points makes them legitimate, Andy and Wheels. That's what makes them legitimate. No one can take away. People will talk about years to come, oh, you got Qatar.
Well, 5 points. That's all,
5 points is good enough, but if they can go out and put an exclamation on the group, meaning get a win, I don't care if it's 3-2, 2-1, I don't care how it fares out, but going out and winning that game tomorrow, that makes them legitimate. And that, for me, looks like success. Of course, I'll take a 5 points and you go on and win the group. But that feeling going into knockout, that's what it is, getting a win against Switzerland.
Just really quickly, everyone has an opinion about how the team has fared under Jesse Marsch. I think the one thing that everyone will agree on, Andy, is that they're a tough team to play against. But this is the game that all of these previous matches under Jesse Marsch have been building towards. Yeah. It wasn't the Bosnia game, an average team. It wasn't Qatar, a team that you should beat. It's games like this against Switzerland. Has Jesse put this team in a position where they can legitimately play against top 20 teams in the world on the biggest stage? In the Nations League, they failed. In the Gold Cup last summer, they failed. And everyone said, well, just wait till the World Cup. Well, the game is here, and the expectation is that they go on and get a result. It has to be. If not, what are we doing? What are we doing? The expectation has to be that they go on and win the group.
This is what they do at church when they're preaching.
Yeah.
Man. They got to cool you down.
I will say I would love one day to have a segment. I would love to have a segment just on momentum. It is pretty interesting because some people believe it exists in tournament play and some people believe it does not. For example, even look at England, which we're going to get to in just a moment with Oliver Platt having that big, first game. And then today, not so much. But can Canada keep the good times going from Qatar tomorrow? June 24th, 3 p.m. ET. That's when we'll know if Canada's going to win the group.